We're on air. Sick tune is going. Welcome back to the Dusit Thani Hotel here in the heart of Abu Dhabi. We now have our final session, which is all about social media. Now, most of us spend a lot of time on the mobile phone, don't we? And how important is this? I can tell you how important it is. I'll give you a silly example. When I was talking to a horse the other day, a yearling up in North Yorkshire, who was in training at Middleham with Ed Bethel, the horse is called Hello Hottie. And I said to Hello Hottie, are you going to win the Queen Mary at Royal Ascot next year? And Hello Hottie went. It got over 1 million views. Now, isn't that crazy? But that, if the horse wins the Queen Mary at Royal Ascot next year, Hello Hottie will be famous. But it shows you, what would we do without mobile phones? We're on them all day long, the last thing we do at night, the first thing we do in the morning. And it is so important to promote sport, racing, business, everything, and to keep in touch with the people that we work with and our family. And I'm pleased to say, one of the top presenters, sports presenters in the world is going to do it. He's also, he tells me, a very good-looking fella. Find out for yourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, Mansoor. Good luck.
طبعا كل الشكر للإعلامي القدير طبعا.
All the thanks for Derek Thompson. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, I'm very happy to be here. We have spoken in brief about the importance of the social media networks and the accounts specialized in sports or in all the subjects that we're looking at, whether in economy or in politics or in the local news. The people who are here with me in this session, of course, are very important for this specialization in the thoroughbred ribbon horse racing. We're talking here about the accounts as well, which are, in viewership, not enormous. We get our news from them with the trust of the followers, and we are residing in the UAE. If we only do the following link to take our latest updates. So we woke up today on the withdrawal of one of the Japanese horses. The news comes very quick and very prompt. I shall introduce you to the people who are with me. And we have a sister as well. And the talk is further and further about this industry. When I have written their names or their accounts, I already had followed them. It's the first time that I see them, despite some of other people. I follow their accounts. I take the news that I need for my coverage. Mr. Msallam, welcome. We welcome you in this session regarding social media networks and disseminating the sports of the horse racing, thoroughbred horse racing, and you are the account of Nahi's Racing. I would like to take advantage of this opportunity to thank Zionist Sheikh Mansoor bin Zayed Al Nahyan for his unlimited support for the horse racing all over the world, and take advantage, of course, to thank the management of the festival on managing this forum. And all the thanks as well and following up on the information and the viewership. Welcome. Talk to me further about your account before I move to our brothers. We're talking here about your own account. For me, in the beginning, I am the owner of a racer. I participate in races in UAE, in Poland. I have created the account as a special account for the stables, and then the idea improved. and we've spoken about this in the Gulf and in France. So I have seen, a lot of followers following the account on the results of the race, and it has developed and it has become important at the level of the region and the whole wild world, following the most updated news along with video and snapshots and detailed reports about horses that won, not only the Arabic horses, but other thoroughbred horses. Thank you. Wish you all the success. It's very successful account, and we're following up all your news. Mr. Hassan Atiq, the royal family is very known from 2012, and we're more than 1 million followers follows you. If we are to speak about yourself, about your account, about your great network in the social media networks. Good evening, and I'm honored to be with you. Of course, I'm very happy and I'm honored to be in this similar event under the patronage of the Zionist Sheikh Mansoor, God bless him, and knowing that the patron, the interested in and supporter in all fields, as you said in the beginning, in all specializations and fields. In the beginning, it was 2012. One of the first accounts regarding the royal family, so as well as the national things in the UAE and outside of the UAE since 2012 until today. You're talking here about 12 years in this account, and those who don't know, of course, we're honored to have you, and we thank the management of the festival for inviting us. Abdullah as well is an owner of 2-for-1 horses. Of course, Saudi Arabia, we're very happy to be with you. You and Salam and brothers and sisters who are there. Welcome you in this place. And in the beginning, talk to us about yourself and your account. Thank you. Good evening. And the knowledge of the owners and the trainers, and exchanging information and the expertise. And we would like to thank Sheikh Mansoor bin Zayed Al Nahyan, God bless him. And we love his passion for the Arabian horses, and he has unlimited support not only in the UAE but also in the Arabic world, all over the world. Where he finds something that he can support, he will. God bless him. And the management of the festival as well, God bless them. And for me, 2012, I started. I like the horses, and so those who live and are brought up with the horses are attached to it. We started looking for the internet and everywhere and getting information from our colleagues. And 2012 in Twitter, and then I went to the culturing myself and the people about the racing and so on and so forth, and we've got disseminated in the kingdom and then the Gulf and then the Arab world. 2013-14 we opened Instagram, Facebook, and we've expanded. And we love the Arabic horses, and we have stayed in this field. And the owner of an account, Muhammad Al-Shamsi, once again welcome you in this special session of social media networks and disseminating the Arabic horses. Marhaba, God bless you. I would like to thank Sheikh Mansoor bin Zayed Al Nahyan, God bless him. And I would like to thank all the organizers of this event who have given me the opportunity to be with an elite of media outlets and media figures with the presence of Mansoor, regarding all the activities of UAE, events of the UAE when it comes to the news of the sheikhs and all the events about the horses or cars or football, anything regarding the events of the UAE. Kulsum, welcome. the owner of the account of Sahil from Saudi. You are here with us, one of the active accounts in the world of the horses. Thank you. God bless you. We would like to thank His Highness Sheikh Mansoor and the management of the festival for giving us this opportunity in this session with a number of media people. God bless them. Tell us about your account and your work and your activity. Sahil application is an electronic application. It is a trademark registered in Saudi Arabia and the Gulf, and it's interested in the creation of content regarding equestrian world and in promptness and beauty. We started 2016. And the biggest support is the UAE and the Association of the UAE and all the activities with the management of Sheikh Mansoor, including the Festival of Sheikh Mansoor, headed by Laira Sawaya. Mr. Khalid Makhloof, welcome once again. The account of Al-Midmar races from Egypt, welcome, and I welcome everyone, all the attendees and my colleagues, and I would like to thank Sheikh Mansoor bin Zayed Al Nahyan and the management of the festival for giving us this opportunity to be as part of this great elite of experts in the Arabic horses and horses in general. As for Midmar, I have entered by coincidence 2007 in the field of horses. Before that, I am a journalist in a number of international newspapers, Al Hayat, a newspaper in London, the field of economy, and it was an opportunity to go to a newspaper in the field of politics. They opened a new newspaper, it's called Al Arab in Qatar, and I went to sports because in my beginning it was in the sports. So there was an opportunity to have all the issues and activities regarding horses. For 10 years I worked at the newspaper of Al Arab, and I was working in the platform of the Club of Equestrian as an editor, Arabic editor for the news, and then I got the opportunity once again 2015 to create this account in the year 2017. It is 6 years. It was an opportunity to it's not only accounts of social media accounts, but I have a lot of points so that I would really link everything regarding equestrian, so all the news about equestrian would reach to a number of people interested in horses and responsible and trainers and all events. Thank you. So let me start with you. We are talking here about your own account and the management of this account and the follow-up of people for you. So those interested in these thoroughbred horses, you need to follow up on the horses and the events. You and your team, how would you manage this team knowing that we know that your account, all the countries of the world would follow these accounts? Just out of information, I don't have a team. I manage it on my own. Some would think that I have a number of people and employees. It was very active. We thought that you had a team. No, I manage it on my own. It's active because I have a passion in horses and the horse racing in particular. So definitely I follow everything, all details in the races. So I look at these events as an owner, what I want to do to follow up on the website. I put it all in this page, whereas the owner or the trainer or the follower, the things that I want you as a trainer, I would get it there. As an owner, I would see it there. As a jockey, I would see it there, and it is there in the website. So it's not easy, definitely. It's very difficult, and it takes a lot of time. And some of the days, the races are from the morning until the end of the night. So 18 hours per day, and I would say it's impossible to continue the third day, but then after I relax, I wake up and I think how would I cover this event or that event, and if there is something as reports and something and so on and so forth that I didn't cover. So a continuation definitely, and follow up with a number of owners and trainers. And I thought that I've given a service which is very important for them, and the information is easy. So one of my brothers from Saudi Arabia years ago, even till now, if I met him, he would thank me and tells me if I weren't for you, I wouldn't have succeeded, because I would give them some advice and reports, and he would communicate with me, and I would talk to him about the field that he knows. So yes, he has won a race and he developed his things, and if I see him, he would thank me. So he tells me, you are the reason behind my success. And I saw him a while ago for the thoroughbred Greenland, which is important. He went and bought a horse from there, and he developed himself for the better and the better in this field. And therefore, so many different things. You are speaking to me in your account. What are the things that you focus on in the builds and the events related to the thoroughbred horse racing and so on and so forth? The events and the activities I focus on the website and the races and the draws and the bids and the reports and the achievements of the horses. The latest things, 20% would be, it's a talent definitely for the thoroughbred and the Glasgow Group 1, whether in Japan, Australia, in America, in Europe, and so on and so forth. Your account definitely is known, and you've spoken about this, and we'll always follow up on your account. It is very active always. If you talk about the Arabic horses, the social media that was disseminating the races, why do I tell you about them? Because it is a special thing when you follow up on these races, because this is the elite of the elite with a thoroughbred or the other Arabic horses. Regarding this, how can we do this, these accounts, to reach these numbers over 500,000? To be in the picture, this role directly for Sun from then until today, even this year in the National Day videos, and he is on the horses since infancy. Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed and Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid and Sheikh Mansoor. So all the interests of the country, whether sports or otherwise, especially in the field of horse, and the leaders are jockeys as well, and we need to relay the message definitely that would go hand in hand with these activities and these festivals. We relay this picture, which is good to get to know the people. Perhaps we might not be specialized in the field of thoroughbred horse racing, but we have the people and Lara and the teamwork. They would give us scripts and awareness campaigns. They would send us a PDF. We understand the situation and we work as such, and they would continue this. We don't understand in all the fields, but we take from everything something. So not from something everything. So God bless them, whether in the field of horses and other fields, we take small hints, and they will continue the additions, definitely. Very important point that I'm talking about, definitely a very important account, which is specialized in more than one angle. When you cover certain events, we're talking about the thoroughbred, the horse racing, how it's echoing, and the news about it. So how is the reaction when you cover all these? The reaction is different. Those who are specialized, they would really be in the field of their specializations. When a person is not knowledgeable, he will try to ask some of the questions. We cannot really relay them in the best way possible. When we go back to the people who are specialized, and we did this and that, we started to answer for the followers according to the good answers. We try to communicate with the people. It's social media, and we need to talk with the people. in addition to your account, and there are other accounts which follow up on your account, and you've developed, you're talking here 2-for-1 horses, and then other accounts. So now it's more specialized in the field of the specialization in the Arabic horses, definitely. As for the main account, this is the main account to disseminate the races, and it was in its summit years ago, and the daily editions from thousands of editions every single day used to be covered, and people used to come and cover activities with their questions. This was the beginning. So I think that this is the main essence to disseminate the jockeys, general culture, general knowledge, and the number of questions about the mares, and to cover this event or that event in all of the Arab world, even in Europe. So definitely I created an account which is an account about the service for the owners of the Arabic horses, mares. You try to take details, and then we say that this is a special account for the mares, and we have another account, yes, which is the show of the horse racing, when you want to show something and they don't want to take it to bed. There isn't any promptness of saying you want to showcase a product and you wanted the price that you want, and so in this we've sold a lot of horses from the Gulf, from France, and we had great revenues that would cover the accounts and all of the revenues. The main account, it is really tiring, and we are in contract with the French magazine. We publish the accounts, Saudi and the Emirati and the Qatari account, which are the results and the results of the account, and I would disseminate the results of the account that we have in Saudi. So I would write it down, translate it, and send it to the French magazine so that it would really disseminate, similar to that of the French magazines. Yeah, so definitely this is costly, and someone needs to help me. So therefore, I would say, no matter what, if you have someone to work with you, so definitely in the show, this covers definitely a person who is working with you. So this would cover the results and breed in details, definitely the owner, the breeder, the jockey, the trainer, all these 5 positions. It's not easy to write it. We send it to the French magazine to cover all these events. If I am to be to have faith in this objective, if I am financially maneuvered, I would have focused on the revenues. But we work, and definitely in the future, hopefully, it is better.
Mr. Ahmed Al-Shamsi, we are talking and addressing this important topic, the Arabian horses and the thoroughbred. There is always media coverage. You are, in your account, please let me know how you are publishing and disseminating such sports. First, when it comes to these festivals, we would like to thank Mrs. Lara. Anything related to horses, she is the first one who is inviting us and calling us to come and to be here. We're happy to have you here with us, and we are honored, actually, and we are honored to be here in this great gathering. So perhaps my audience, someone are interested in horses and in different domains, as mentioned by Mr. Hassan. Today, in order, if you want, for example, to activate the account or to make people view your account, you have the hashtag system. The more you are working in the hashtag, the more you will be able to access a lot of audience who are horse lovers. Like I can't post a horse video and then the hashtag will be something else, because hashtag is the easiest mean in order to access different people who are in love and they have passion about horses. By the way, hashtag is a science now, and we had a lot of courses about how to select the correct hashtag in order to make the information accessible to the targeted audience. Kulthum, you are far away, but we would like to welcome you again. Please, if you can share with us your work and if there is any financial revenues in working with different festivals. Hi everyone, we worked on the content creation, and content creation related to all equestrian when it comes to the beauty and the speed, because I am a judge in the controlling committee for the beauty as well as the speed. I am more experienced in the details of the racing, which means I can create a content that can attract audience, even those who are not interested in horses. Content creation is divided into different categories, but we are all the time focusing on the important events that are attracting people who love horses and who do not. As you know, not everyone is interested in horses and in the horse industries. So that's why we are trying to create a link between the society and the equestrian industry by posting different stories, by posting statistics and stories. Stories are the means that are attracting audience, because you can see that something is a trend because you shared a story and you spoke to the emotions of people, and you say that this story is going to be trend. So try it all the time to select what is the thing that is going to attract the most audience possible. Of course, if we're going to post a story about something particular, this is the thing that is going to raise the rate of views. Please explain more. Yeah, for example, there was a story, someone who was in love with his horse. So the video has been posted in TikTok and it reached 2.5 views. This is a figure when it comes to the horse industry. It's excellent. Another also trailer, he was in love with his horse and also was trained for a particular period of time. Attacks, injuries, emotions between two jockeys who are brothers, these are all trendy. The story of the history, the price of the history, the breeding of that history, all these are trend topics. For example, now in Saudi Arabia we have thoroughbred horse called Al-Muttahid. The amount of buying and the amount of selling in 1 year, I remember the story reached 300,000 views. So all these are the trends and are the ones that is connecting the West with the East. I have a question that is all the time coming to my mind. So we have these stories, and in the media we are saying this story will receive a reaction. And sometimes the story that we never imagined that will receive any reaction, and it's receiving a lot of reaction. So can you anticipate? Do you have any anticipation? Yes, we have the experience now to understand what are the stories that we're not going to post now. Maybe we'll post in 1 year, like to be archived. And there are other stories and other things that we will post immediately. And we know there are other things that we know that they're going to receive a lot of reaction, and we'll keep it on time, like the rates, for example. Rates, everyone knows that this horse, the rate of this horse is 120. Everyone will be interested to understand what is the story behind this horse, the breeding of this horse, and so on. And this is going to attract a lot of audience. People who are not in this industry will be amazed by the figures, by the numbers. So we are experienced about this. For example, the archive, what is happening behind the scenes in every racing. We are archiving this, And then there will be, for example, the season or the previous season. We can post what happened, the emotions behind the scenes, who won the race, who's going to be after this horse. All of this is done after a lot of brainstorming sessions, and this is what we are working on. Mr. Khalid, given your vast experience, because you discussed the horse racing, and you said that it's a coincidence or you joined this industry accidentally, and me neither actually. I joined this industry accidentally in 2011. I started this industry, and eventually I have established the website. In this website there are other social media platforms that are an added value and that are providing a lot of posts about the horse racing, the thoroughbred racing, and those who are passionate about the sport. How you are dealing with this category of audience and how to disseminate this sport for those who do not are involved in this sport, for example. Of course, you need to understand the great names, what is happening in the clubs, because this is a sport that is accessing the whole world. We were privileged that, given our experience in journalism, we managed to understand the tools of dissemination on the internet. So we've worked on this, we've supported that, and we do have a lot of examples and evidence. For example, the action team of the website, once they are conducting a research about, for example, the Jewel Crown, we are number one on the internet in all the search engine compared to more than 1,500 searches. Also, there is a promotion that is done to the Al Qudra village, and when we are doing a search on the internet, typing the name of the village, there's the circuit, and the name of our circuit is number one, which means that we targeted also the search engines, and we are working on this site in order to access the largest number of followers, not to mention the social media platforms that for the moment we are facing a lot of challenges when it comes to all the private social media platforms, given the development of racing clubs and horse racing association to work with professionals in designing posts and posting them on the social media. So these posts now are attractive, and the ones who are doing these are actually experts and professional photographers and professional designers, which makes people who have their own social media platforms or accounts to have an ongoing challenge, how to be all the time fulfilling the needs and how to be all the time attracting the interest of the audience. Because at the end, horse racing sport is not football at the end. The viewers are not millions. With all my respect to the importance of the audience of horse racing, yes, I got you. You are talking that the rate is not simple, it's not low, but it's not as compared to the football, because football is the most popular sport. Yeah, and that was a challenge for us in which we tried to do our best. I know that the colleagues here, they have great presence. And in addition to the website, which is our focal point, we are also working on the social media platform in order to have great presence, especially the social media platforms now are attracted by everyone, are important to everyone, and are good means in posting the event timely, and are accessing these platforms have the capacity to access millions of people. These are all, in fact, post challenges to traditional media, to journalists who are now starting to involve in the framework of the social media, because now they recognize the importance of having a presence on the social media platform, and not only to have a presence in the traditional media such as websites and newspapers. something important with my colleague, Mr. Tawfiq, in one session related to the PR and the media, addressed this point that the websites on the internet, no one now is interested. Now people, they are not buying newspapers. And I remember one of the panelists, she was printing also the printed magazine and telling people that in fact people now are not interested in these magazines. So you did this. How can you explain the challenges? And you mentioned something important, that people are looking for these things in the search engine. So what do you think? It's a bit challenging because going to a social media platform requires a lot of effort, especially if your potentials as a platform is not that much compared to the big clubs or the institutions that are supported by the government, who are having a great number of employees, huge amount of funds. So by having my own account, I can only work or in cooperation with few people to do everything in order to provide something good. Like, for example, I learned Photoshop by myself in order to be able to, using very humble tools, in order to understand how can I design the photographs, like that, to cope up with people who are experts and who are professional in Photoshop, whom giant institutions and horse racing clubs are working with. Excellent. Mr. Musallam, talking about social media platforms, different platforms, of course. The platform that you are working with is Instagram, I believe. Do you have other platforms? Do you have accounts on other platforms? And if yes, how can you coordinate your work? Like, which post you're going to post on Twitter, which post you will post on Instagram? This is important to also address in order to reach the audience. My main concentration or focus is on Instagram. I'm also having Twitter, and sometimes I'm posting some press releases. So the moment, but my main focus is actually the Instagram. I also tried other platforms. TikTok, for example. I tried TikTok, but it was really like time-consuming to work across all these platforms. You mean that if you're not having one focus point, which is Instagram, it's going to consume your time? Yeah, exactly, because the update, having a lot of platforms and working on a lot of platforms, it's time-consuming. There's a lot of people, they view the website itself after the end of racing, and in 10 minutes or less than 10 minutes, I can post all the results of the racing with all the details. So people, they prefer to watch all the details with the videos, with everything, rather than visiting or browsing a particular website or the jockey club. So now a lot of people, they are focusing on one platform, and that's why I am doing my best to post the results as fast as possible. Also, some clubs in some countries, they are sensitive. Like yesterday, without to mention the name of the country, they are in charge of the Arabian horse results. They spoke to me and they told me, we are working on the racing and everything, and we found that you are ahead of us. Yeah, like, I'm doing this in the live. So through the live, I'm collecting all the information and I'm trying to post everything on Twitter. And that's why I'm trying like to break the record. I remember I spoke to them that I am not a competitor to you. I would love to collaborate with you. It's an open space, but it's not a competition. Yeah, it was a friendly discussion with one country. They thought that I am a competitor to them, but it's not the case. Your account, Mr. Musallam, you are updated 24/7, and you are all the time providing information about the racing. Are you thinking, or do you have any direction to have a presence in interviews or in the circuits? Is this your idea? Are you planning to do this? I had a lot of interviews, especially in big carnivals with media personnel. You are talking about the large festivals. Yes, because all the time I am here, but small festivals are difficult considering the accommodation expenses and traveling. Mr. Hassan, if we want to discuss to have a presence in private festivals, we would like to benefit from you because you have a lot of followers, and we want to know how can we access this category, even if they are few people, but they are actually the best because host lovers are all the time the elites of everyone. So if you can explain or if you can share with us ideas how to improve the accounts. First, focus on the content, on communicating the message, and on finding means to attract the audience. The more you are providing new information, providing details about the horses from the past to the present to the future, because if you are talking, for example, about the horse, so the breeding stories, these are things that people like to read. Like, for example, on the Instagram, the reels must not be more than 1 minute 30 seconds. If it's more than 1 minute 30 seconds, it's going to be a post. And most views are actually on the reels more than the posts, because the spread of these reels is accessible to a lot of audience. And as mentioned by Mr. Musallam, having a lot of platforms sometimes can make you confused. So that's why my advice is that you need to focus on one platform. Like Instagram, I have 1.1 followers. I didn't reach this number in 1 year. It was a result of 11 years. So 11 years of working, I managed to reach 1.1. And I believe that it's an excellent. When did you reach 1 million? I reached million 8 or 9 months ago. And now it's 1.1 just a few months ago. This industry is a challenging one, but we managed to put a lot of facilitations. You are the only one who is managing this account, correct? 4 months ago, I started to work with freelancers for the photograph. But for managing the account, I am the only one who is doing this because I am trying to protect the privacy of my account and not to be accessible to anyone. So my advice is let's try to maintain the trust of followers, to hear their voices. So since 11 years, I haven't assigned the management of this account to anyone. I am the only one who's managing this account, and this is, for me, is important. So you are the one who's posting the news, and you are the only one who's providing the authority to post anything. Yes, exactly. Another question when it comes to secrets for posting pictures, stories. You mentioned the timing, and you said that this is important. Can you explain more? Yes, there are a lot of factors. Do you have any comments? Yeah, my main comment is how to attract the attention of the audience by highlighting the main picture. So to put a circle, for example, in the face of the person concerned. So then the audience will be interested to read more. And how to post the news, to select a sentence that is attractive. As such, you will be able to attract the attention of the audience. Not to be controversial. We don't want to be controversial. We just want to attract the attention of audience. I like it, actually. The fact that to try your best to attract audience in order to read the post or to read the news. Mr. Muhammad, you have your own policy in posting news on different social media platforms from Egypt. For example, in Egypt, they prefer to follow Facebook more than Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. So, of course, you have a particular management mechanism in order to spread these news. For Twitter, I think like people who are following the Twitter are from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and a bit from the Gulf. Instagram, it's mostly followed by Gulf, a little bit in Europe and the Arab world in general. However, Instagram is more specialized in Arabian horse racing, more specialized, more targeted, and horse lovers, you can find them the most on Instagram. When it comes to the Facebook, as you mentioned, in Egypt, Algeria, Tunisia, Morocco, Europe, America, everyone following Facebook. And Facebook, since I believe 2013, 2012, there are a lot of Arabian horse lovers who are using Facebook. Facebook is still working, and I believe it's the best platform and the best thing is to have a supervisor which is going to help you to post news. But when it comes to the Instagram, as I mentioned by my colleague, you are the only one who has to be in charge. You are the only one who has to post everything on Instagram. So for me, Facebook, when it's globally speaking, Facebook is more comprehensive. Instagram is more targeted. For Twitter, it's controversial. When it comes to the problems, when it comes to the horses, it's controversial about the Twitter. How do you deal about these news, like hashtag, like choosing the stories and choosing the videos? Do you like to follow this path or to follow this route of communicating with your followers? Yes, indeed. I started since 2013 in the Arabian horse racing. At the beginning, people, they didn't have enough awareness about the Arabian horse racing. A long time ago, 2012. So we started to explain what do we mean by the mare, the different stylings. People started to understand the different types of breedings, what are the kits of Milganite, who are the best kits of this. So any horse lovers will try to find the group or the people who are having the same jargon, who are speaking the same language. So the awareness started to increase and to reach the whole globe to discuss over one issue. I'm talking about like the 2000s, since 2013 till now. Now we are discussing about the big owners, to have a lot of discussions. Like with time, we managed to improve, to develop, and to improve our hobbies also. There are people who are new and who are entering this industry since 2013 are asking, I'm planning to buy this horse, what do you think? So actually social media platforms are more flexible than TV channels, because you can contact people, you can chat with them in different consultations. Mr. Abdullah, you are all the time keen to update the account 24/7. Is that correct? Yes, for sure, because this is my passion, this is my hobby, and no one working in a passion for more than 12 years if he or she doesn't in love with that career. So I believe that yes, this is my passion and I am happy to work in this. This is my love. This is my life love. And I am working and enjoying at the same time in this career. No matter funds you have or money you have and fortune you have, if you're not working in something you are passionate about, you're not going to reach satisfaction in your life. And I'm sure that Hamad, he knows the name of all these mares and stylings, correct? Yeah, Mr. Hamad, the question to you. You are also having a great account that we are in love. Something important that was mentioned by your colleague Hassan, in order to disseminate these information, to access the viewer, of course there is a mechanism to do so. Can you explain? First, it is important to, if you want to post an image, it has to be attractive, like an Arabian horse. An Arabian horse that is rare or that is special or unique. Or to post a video, for example, that attracts horse lovers, and not only horse lovers, everyone. For example, now everyone knows the story about the Iraqi girl whose horse died and she cried about him. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, he gave her as a gift staples of horses, not only one horse. So these videos, when people watch these videos, you will see a lot of interaction. That's what you want. You want things that access people the fastest possible. Okay, Hamad, something very important. This is a large category of people, and I am one of them. And at the end, these are your followers. These are the ones who are interested in what you are publishing. So if you're going to speak to anyone beyond the industry of Arabian horse, I'm not talking about myself, it was really complicated, very challenging. So how can we access people who are beyond the horse industry? Did it happen with you? Have you ever experienced such a thing in your account? To have reaction or contacts from people who are never interested in the horse industry or horse racing? Yeah, exactly. The moment you post something, the reaction from people, whether they are interested or not interested, I am considering them our online family, because without them we wouldn't be here on the stage. And you need to answer them one by one and to respond to their requests. And if you don't do, you're going to lose them. Yes, maybe you will lose one person today, but if you continue with the same bad mechanism, you will lose 1 million tomorrow. So that's why you need all the time to answer all the questions. If you do so, you're going to have integrity to show that you're having fidelity, and like that people will all the time follow your account because they know that you are the one who is providing the correct information, valid information, and as such you can provide everything friendly, and people will have your confidence, and they're sure that if they're going to ask a question, they're going to have the answer. Your platform is Instagram. Yes, Instagram. I do have other accounts, but as I agree, I believe in the social media, Instagram is the best mean. And you reached 1 million. I reached 1 million 8 months ago, or more than 8 months ago. Actually, you deserve this. You deserve it. Thank you so much. And as I told you, Instagram is the first platform when it comes to any social media platforms, and it's a reference to everything. Mrs. Kalthoum, you are also in this industry of dealing with news, and I can see that your action team, you are working with them in different interviews with owners, with trainers, with jockeys. You are doing a lot to disseminate the Arabian horse racing. Please explain more. What did you do in your account? Well, actually, as I mentioned, when it comes to the dissemination, the most important thing to focus on is the quality of the post, the video or the image. So I believe that monitoring the reaction depends on the event. Like, for example, His Highness Sheikh Mansoor Festival is a global one that is targeting Arabian horse racing, and it's an annual forum also. So that's why the reaction from one year to the other will vary, and that's why our target is to increase the number of audience after each year. And this is thanks to all the news that Lara Sawaya is working with us. She's working with us 24/7, supporting us with different posts, pictures, news. She's giving us a strong push that this year there will be something different. This year will be something new. We need to cover it. And this, in fact, is motivating us more to work better on content creation. Speaking about festivals and these great gatherings, for sure you have daily content and you are active. However, what are the challenges or negatives you are facing in these gatherings? The challenges of the Arabian horse racing is not like the thoroughbred. If you search for an information, you can find details about the born of this horse until the last racing that he or she participated in. For the Arabian horses, unfortunately, Arabian horses lacks sufficient information. The Arabian database is totally different than the French one, than the European one, or the American one. But we're trying our best to access the correct information. We're trying our best to have an archive across all social media platforms and also on the website. We are also trying to work on or finding the correct image, the correct information, because these are the things that interact the people from all over the globe. We are regularly searching for the least updated news, and this is the greatest challenge. I think you are working hard and you will get the results. Mr. Khalid, can you list the key advantages and disadvantages you face in disseminating this kind of sport and in trying to increase the number of audience, because this is eventually your target, this is your motivation. We are trying our best to work hard. One of the key disadvantage is that we are we're working at our own expenses, not at an institutional level. So as such, we don't have the capacity to work with a lot of people who can help us in the way that we want and desire. And this is the key challenge. Another one is trying to cope up with the developments that are taking place in the racing clubs, as well as in the racing associations and the governmental institutions who are more capable of supporting these platforms other than compared to those who are working for their own sake. Is your website a profit-based website? We do have ads from different authorities, including European bodies, especially horse auctions. In addition, one part of our financial revenue is because of some media consultations with some global institutions. Like, for example, I am a media consultation for Champion Store Organization, and I am the regional consultation for Gulf countries when it comes to the event of this institution. So the financial revenue is from these things, these personal efforts, through your relations and through your capacity with the media cooperation with bodies. And this should be reflected on your social media account in order to try to cover the expenses of this work. Mr. Musallam, one important point is the financial revenue. Now you're saying that for your account you don't have any financial revenue, or you're not making any profit, and you're not thinking about it. Okay, I agree, I respect that, but there is a friend who was a leader in the horse racing, and he was very, very active in this. But then he reached a level in which he recognized that I am wasting my time without any revenue, without any return. Yes, there is the love, there is the passion, but of course you do have other commitments, other obligations. I'm not saying that because you are a horse lover, but the financial return or revenue is important. Can you explain more about this? I agree with you, actually, because a lot of accounts, a lot of people, they had accounts and their accounts were very active, but because of the lack of financial support, those people couldn't continue their accounts on social media. And yes, we are struggling in this field. As you mentioned, without my passion and my love in this industry, I wouldn't be able to have this account, because I like my work and I benefit the first one, and then other people will also benefit. And I'm receiving emotional support, like when someone is happy, is making success thanks to my account. This is the greatest reward. And here I would like to thank our professor, Faisal Rahmani. I consider him actually my emotional supporter, my first emotional supporter. I am all the time benefiting from him. He's all the time calling me if there is any mistake, all the time giving me advice. So thank you so much. Thank you that you reminded us of this great man, because I also benefited from him a lot. Thank you so much, Mr. Okay, my question to Mr. Abdullah, because now we will open the floor to question and answers. The financial return as an account, like in Europe and in the US, if you're going to open an account, you must have a financial return. How do you deal with this point? If you are thinking about your account as a profitable one, no one hates profits for sure. But as I told you, do something good, work hard, and maybe the results will not be today, but maybe you will have results tomorrow. Like in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia at the beginning, there was no support for Arabian horses. Like for 9 years, we've been working without any support in the for the Arabian horses. But thanks to God and thanks to the custodian of the Holy Mosque and the Crown Prince, they provided a lot of support to the Arabian horses. Now they're receiving a lot of caring, and now we can see that a lot of improvement took place. So each year, hopefully, each year, for all Arabian horse lovers and for everyone who is working in this industry, believe me that you're going to reach good results. Just work hard. Mr. Hassan, I have a question. Do you have the time? The most important thing, don't ask me about the financial revenue. No, I'm not going to ask this question. Don't worry. I'm talking about the timing. Your account, I know that you are covering the private seasons, like at the end of the week or at the beginning of the week, but you are all the time active 24/7. How it comes? Because this actually requires a lot of time and a lot of effort. Do you have this time? Do you have time for yourself and for your personal life? I told you 4 months ago I started to work with freelancers, but actually 10 years ago I've been working in the photograph, in the production. It's not that I want to do everything, but I couldn't find people whom I can trust 100%. I'm not saying that they don't exist, but maybe I was not that selective. But 3-4 months ago, I started to work with freelancers, expert and professional freelancers, and as such, we are covering these seasons in the best way. I forgot your question. Sorry. Can you repeat? No worries. Mr. Hamad, are you the only one who's managing the account or with someone else? No, by myself. You don't have any plan to have someone working with you, or you can't trust anyone? No, I trust people, but just when you do something, you understand where to put your final touches. That's great. That's great. I can see that you are pointing to me to open the floor for question and answers. So we have time for the questions and answers now. This is Saud Al-Marjawi from Kuwait. I would like to thank all the media personnel, especially Mr. Musallam. And I want a request to send this request. You have a treasure of information in the account. So is there any way, if I want to search about any account, to write the name, am I going to have information about the racing? If you don't have this, please add this to your account.
يعني البحث
We're talking here about the easiness of arriving to the information that we're working on. I've heard news and I'm not looking it in the phone. I would look it the second day. Of course, it's part of the problems on the Instagram. So the issue of search, it's not about making search and you would get everything, but there is an easy way. I always do hashtag. If a horse, for instance, participating, let's say Mujib in Al Jawhara, you would write hashtag Mujib in English and in Arabic, and you would search and you would get all the reports about the same horse, even very old races. For I forget, I would do a video and explain details and I would upload it. Yes, definitely. Very important point that you have mentioned about the fact, the treasure of information. I'll give you an example. We have a number of news that we have seen in the sports. When you put pictures, you say 2 words, 2 sentences, and you did this and that, and you would invest this. Yes, the website has taken a lot of my attention. I have no time to think of anything else. So I barely can think of this. If I have clear-cut time, definitely I would think of this. Thank you very much indeed. And I hope if you have any idea about this, I'm ready to cooperate with any entity. You have ideas, you have things, and I'm there and ready. And the thoroughbred Arab racing horses, we need to have a thing about the issues, and as horse racing all over the world, definitely. And we need a lot of services, and the idea should really work. There is another question. Good evening, Michel Abnajm, Director of the office in Paris. Thank you for this very enriching information session. I am not a sports journalist, but I'm very interested in this industry of horse racing. A number of subjects have been issued. We cannot really put it, but we need to do 4 things. The first one, everyone knows about the relationship between the culture and the Arabic history, Arabic civilization. So, ladies and gentlemen, you are interested in this field, this very enriching relationship between the horse, the Arabic culture, and Arabic civilization. This is one. The second one, we all know the importance of websites and the contents of news. What are the news that these do as for the other websites that you've mentioned? How would you do that? The third point, in the work of our colleagues, is there any coverage for the industry of horses outside of the Gulf and the Arabic world? And at last, we've mentioned quickly the financial and economic side of these websites. You said that one of the people were employed. I don't know if you have employees and not journalists or otherwise, but definitely you can explain to us what is the business plan of the websites that you've created. Thank you. Go through 4 points. I've written them down, the importance of this sports and the others. As for linking the horses with the Arabic culture, perhaps it might be in the world of beauty. Knowing that in drawing, in photography, in poetry, in the Arabic culture in general, it is the closest to the Arabic arts. And this is important at Abdul Aziz Center and the Emirates Center for Thoroughbred Arabic Horse Racing. It is always taking heed of the cultural things in addition to the championships. They have cultural activities when it comes to photography and so on and so forth. As to the business plan, we are working on the creation of content for the institutions that take heed of equestrian. The content creation, whether from the writing of the news, the pictures, the videos, and the interviews, to wait for the events and the creation of events. So, of course, definitely there is something in return according to the days and so on and so forth. This is the business plan. But these pages, we have the patrons, but what does it give? So now the patrons are not as before. I do this so that we can see you. What can you give me as a page? The support, government support, yes, about here in the UAE, they always take complete series. So if you do the race, they would create good media, other sides that would serve well the event, not only the event itself, but everything beside it. So whether in Dubai or in Abu Dhabi and so on and so forth, in Fujairah and Sharjah. The third question. Yes, the quickness and the promptness and exchanging the news. Social media, of course, perhaps they don't have time and they don't want to read 10 sentences. So just give me all the ideas in 4 lines only. What is the most important event that happened? Dissemination, of course, in the Gulf area. We have a huge base in Japan on Twitter. The videos about Japan, we upload it in Arabic, English, and Japanese. That would reach millions of viewership, knowing that this is the first game that they love. The winners in the championship of Dubai, the viewership 700,000 on Twitter, on the Sahil page. So as to the Gulf countries, it's impossible to reach somebody in Japan, definitely, because they have it as the first game. Promptness, of course, one of the very important sports. Yes. I want to, I shan't speak about this, but this is very important. You are the owners of the accounts of the electronic pages. As for the legacy that is there for the races of the thoroughbred horses and the promptness of sending the news, you are talking about the revenues. You're talking here about this. Definitely, it is the work in the horses, similar to any other work. You try to showcase the beauty of it and the force of it. Similar to what Kulsum has said, it is linked further to the issue of the beauty of the Arabic horses, because through this legacy, Arabic legacy, the manner in which we can take heed of the horses, the cultural and national historical interests, and the poets of, talking about the beauty in the horses, the eyes, even judging regarding the beauty of the Arabic horses is linked to these things. The heads, the faces, the stance, the steps, all of them are linked with the element of beauty and the cultural inheritance, historical inheritance, which was a part of the culture, Arabic culture. The second thing is the coverage of the field events. So no doubt, definitely, when there are calls from certain entities in contract with this entity to promote a certain event. For instance, we are, as for the events, the championships of the world for the beauty of the Arabic horses from Doha from 6 until 9 December. It is a trust from the institutions and the international championships and the media entity, how to tackle the event itself, how to deal with the demands of the demand, how would you try to create a focus on the event itself. So definitely this is very important, a very positive step for the private platforms that would contribute to give you a promptness to carry on as part of adopting or depending on the private efforts exerted in this regard. The question? Assalamu alaikum. All the thanks and gratitude for Sheikh Mansoor bin Zayed and the organizers of this great forum. Sagr al-Atabi, Dr. Sagr al-Atabi, academic and trainer of the horses. My question is very simple. We know definitely that there are enormous challenges that are facing social media networks, especially most importantly the intellectual property rights. How did you get past the violation of the intellectual property? And we all know that you are working hard, especially in Salam. You are working hard, and sometimes you have accounts that have taken the same work, they only changed the name and put another writer. So how did you really trespass this violation? Thank you very much, Sagar. If you want to talk about this point, about the intellectual property rights, do you face difficulties from different entities? Is there any communication with you that would keep you from doing this? Not for the IP only. We're talking here about disseminating races results. And after and before the race, perhaps every week we might launch 30 races, for instance. Yes, they have no rights. This is it. But the picture which is being sent to all international sports, it can keep you. Yes, it will close it. If you don't have rights, definitely. On your page, perhaps it is closed, Masood, and from the post inside, that you cannot do repost. But you cannot come and say about intellectual property for a reason. So you have closed your post, and they know that. And you know, to be able to move from you and put it on your own story, and then you repost it, you cannot do that. Why? Because it is closed. The link, we're talking here about the link, it is closed, something called repost or carry story. As to tell me intellectual property, unfortunately, they all know that Msallim writes, Hassan writes, Abdullah writes, Hamad writes, Kulthum writes, and Al-Midmar Khalid writes. But I can write, and I can take it, and I write what I want. Nothing is called intellectual property. But what you cannot copy link from you, sometimes because it's closed, it's very important point. Sometimes you cannot do a repost about this person, the owner of this account, definitely, but the races that are being broadcasted, the race, if it is broadcasted from a British or French channel, and if they want to file a litigation, so the race has insurance and has the right, but because compared with a thoroughbred, we're not talking about figures written on paper. They take it easy, but definitely we're talking here about certain things. Yes, they do that. So it's not worth it to raise a case on a post because we want to disseminate and do this and that. And definitely, even if there is France and America and so on and so forth, so we can tell them that they are in shackles. They cannot do anything. Even these countries, they want to disseminate, and the races are there. So along with the entities that organize the races, definitely some, such as the House or Royal Family, and 241, Sahil, Midmar, or any other account. It is before anything else to take the video, and the formal entity, they would do this before that, and this is what bothers anyone who's doing this, because he wants to put the news the way he wants it, and perhaps the news is gone now and he cannot really cover it, and this is why. So basically it happens and from the organizers of the races. Sahil, we have photographers. There was an event where His Highness Prince Bandar has attended, and we have, yes, of the Prince. he doesn't attend these championships of beauty much, but we are so proud of having him, and we were surprised that they have taken the brand and they've used the picture. Here it is represented and registered. I can litigate, but why and how, and so on and so forth. If you are looking about dissemination and you are supported definitely, and you have guaranteed your rights. You spoke to them about this, that they've taken they didn't know it was for Sahil. There was a person who has taken the picture, he got it and put it. So definitely there are rights, but as for, I haven't spoken about this, but for the races, I think, yes, we do that, guarantee 100%. And therefore, the young, even if you have, and they've spoken to you that you would do this or that, definitely. It's very important, whether from both sides, especially also the pictures, very important pictures. I would really communicate with the source. There's no problem with the picture because it always goes from the source. Some of the pictures, there is an audio, the person who has taken a photography, of course, from Britain. So you put this, yes, Deborah. She puts her name, yes. All of them do that. Yeah, it's for now. Sometimes, yes, sometimes we communicate and some reservation, and I would communicate with them. Well, what is it? So is it, a race, of course, pictures, which is in the Gulf, and you'd like to do that, of course, but even you put the videos about the credibility. Would you put this? No, we don't do that. But, focus is on that because so many different reports. We use this on people present there. The same applies here when you are writing the other side. I write reports and follow them up, and you get this person definitely, and give all the words completely. We make a copy and to follow it from another side, and this is part of it because it's very important. My word is very typical of what they have said. If they want to keep it, definitely. We in the race, you're talking here. I'd like to welcome all the guests of the UAE and thank all the organizers on this festival. We have spoken about this, and we have seen some shyness about this. Why don't we have one single platform that would really put all the other platforms under the umbrella? I've worked with the festival of Sheikh Mansoor. It's only one point so that we don't take further. These do not happen. I know our Uncle Thum, what is she searching for? And even Abdullah and so on and so forth. So many different places that didn't have up-to-date stuff. She said we have a thoroughbred the thoroughbred races doesn't count on the federation. The horses in Europe and America, and also in the Middle East, the big countries such as Australia, Japan, count on the bets racing post. They have behind them 200 person, so computers and certain staff and other reporters from 20 countries. So to have updated stuff and contracts, previous countries from the countries, not from other things, because you have money, taxes, and other countries that would require this 300 to 400 million euros revenues from the bets and the country behind this. They've created this data because they depend on the data that they want, because they need to come to the owner who would buy a horse, along with the companies that bets.